strategic management consultant. We'll be looking at this restarting your business after the lockdown. But before we begin the discourse, let's give you updates on the current 40 deaths. I repeat that again. At the moment, Nigeria's confirmed COVID-19 cases are 1,237, with 255 recoveries and 40 deaths. Let's move on to the conversation, but just briefly before you start telling us again how to restart a business, it's like you anticipated the speech which the president gave, and of course, the clear things that were said. The responsibility now lies with the governors. We're going to ease the lockdown from the 4th of May, and we're going to see a total lockdown already took effect since yesterday in Kano State for 2 weeks. Kaduna has already gone on a 30 days lockdown. Those are two very critical states in the north and across the country. So what is your reaction looking at that address? Because some of the things you were expecting is what the president announced.
Thank you, Otto. Once again, it's a privilege to be here.
Yeah.
So we're very grateful. With respect to the president's speech, maybe for someone like us, we already know what to expect. Yeah. I said his speech should be 70%, don't forget.
Yeah.
I said 70%, he should talk to us about empathy, reach out to us. Then the remaining 30%, tell us what the next steps are and what you're going to do. And that was what the president's speech was about. Okay, fine, this is what we're expecting the president to talk to us about. Although, one would have expected in that speech, I didn't see it, to show commiseration or condolence to the families that lost, who have lost relations, yes, as a result of this COVID-19. So yes, I don't know, maybe it's there, but I don't think I saw that. Maybe I missed it, as the case may be. So it's good. Now, with respect to the modalities, it's clear. The ball is now in the hands of the state governors for them to come out with their own guidelines on how citizens should operate within the states. That's one. Two, how will industries or companies open up? Which industries specifically will open up? You get my point? Or which businesses will open up tomorrow? As from on the 4th.
Because in the highlight, it said that...
that's the time people will convoke. Between 6 p.m. and 8 a.m. as the case may be.
So various business chains will be affected by that, definitely.
Yes, it then means that the restaurants, the bars, those ones will not. Yes, and that's the reason is not far-fetched, because we still need to keep the distance. Yeah. We still need to keep the distance. This is not an opportunity or a time that you are going to, or I am going to take risk. No, nobody is taking that risk. Yeah. You get my point. So, however we can get that done, although there is still no vaccine.
At the moment.
At the moment.
So preventive measures are much better.
It's better.
For a country like Nigeria doesn't have that robust health infrastructure.
Look at the statistics that they are giving to us. Yeah. We've only done about 10,000, a little above 10,000. In a country of about over 100 million, all right? That's not good enough.
And like you said, the NCDC has opened up, so people are really now coming in massively to support the NCDC.
Our people will. The average Nigerian is a good guy, is a good person, okay? We may have a few that are here and there, but the average Nigerian is a good person, and that's why you see people are flooding to give assistance. And they've called for volunteers, all right? But because those who want to volunteer, they can't even see the preparation of the kits, the PPEs that they will wear, which is very important. Now we're told...
remember the case in Kano, they've resumed that testing lab. Well, I think the first case was that people were tested positive, people that were trying to so definitely I hope that much of that will
So you see what we are talking about. So it's very important for us, for everybody, to understand that this is a time for all of us to band together, so that we can help our motherland, we can help our citizens. It has become, if anything, a lot of us are equal. Everybody is locked down, and which is good. I hope we're all doing some reflections, so that we can see, would we go back to normal, or there will be some shifts in the way we relate with one another, in leadership, in governance, you get my point?
Yes.
In the way we manage our institutions, as the case may be.
Yeah.
Some of us are hopeful that will take place. If you look at the steps Kaduna has taken, lockdown, 30 days. The reason he's saying 30 days is because he has gone.
He's insisting, he tells the Britons that, look, we have to secure help.
He knows what he has gone through.
Phase too.
You see,
almost a near-death situation for him.
I'm telling you, he knows what he's gone through. So imagine, and also knowing the capacity of the system, their health system or the NHS, to be able to attend to, if there is a blowout, God forbid, of the infection, if it happens. So you're just going to be picking dead people on the streets.
And in Nigeria, that urgency is important, having the situation where we lost a very critical government official in the villa. I mean, it also needs that urgency too.
That urgency should be there for all of us.
Yes.
If it could happen to him,
yes,
it could happen to any one of us.
So, of course, everybody must have that consciousness that it's not looking at status or anybody can hit anybody.
This thing does not respect anybody. It only responds to, God forbid, your carelessness and my carelessness. You get the point? It only responds to your carelessness and my carelessness. Even in this place, look at the level of precaution we are taking.
Yes.
So you don't play with these things. Trust me, especially when there is no cure.
Of course, we have to take
wherever it is,
precautionary measures, and
especially when there is no cure.
Yeah. So let me leave you to continue with your series today, because the lockdown is beginning to ease, and we must begin to prepare for that phase. Yes,
we must begin to prepare. Incidentally, what we want to do, what we want to talk about today is, yesterday we spoke about businesses.
Yes.
Today I want to talk about careers. Today I want to talk about careers. How will people get their careers back? Now that we have a timeline, what are people going to do? What should people begin to look at?
You can also advise on how offices can begin to reopen. Those that have been doing remote and those that have frontline, how they should begin to.
How they are going to remote. Yeah. Okay, let me just quickly look at today. Hello viewers, thank you once again. Yesterday, I spoke about what you need to do to restart your business. And I took two examples. The two examples that I took were a barbing salon or a beauty salon, okay? And what I said was this, that you needed to know what is happening in the business climate. You needed to also begin to understand what is the purchasing power of your customers. You need to do that. Now, because you need to wake up. This is the reality all of us face. You need to wake up. Now, because you've been locked down for these two businesses and any other business that has been locked down for now, you need to begin to ask yourself these questions, and you are having some thinking, and you're talking to people who will help you think. Now, when I spoke yesterday, I also talked about what are the lockdown changes. That is, how have your customers been enjoying or experiencing this service that you are providing for them before the lockdown. And I said a lot of people have been doing a lot of stuff on their own. Some have been requesting for personalized service. And the issues of price have come in with respect to people. The price that you get from people who supply you materials. Have prices gone up? Have they come down? So because I'm using the barbing or beauty salon example, does not mean you too should not look at what are the cost of the inputs that you need, okay? Have they gone up? Have you started scanning the price or the cost implications of the things you do to run your business, especially that you've been closed for a while? Then what will be the post-lockdown impact, the likely post-lockdown impact? I talk about the battle for customers. If you have a neighbor or two selling doing the same business, barbing salon, beauty salon, every customer, like I told you yesterday, is price sensitive. Now, because people have also lost their jobs, there is a tendency that people are going to come with the savings they've made to see if they want to do this business that you are involved in. So what are you going to do? So what are you going to do? So it's very important that you understand the need and the reason for why you should put these at the back of your mind. And I suggested some possible steps. I said you could begin to post-lockdown, when you resume, when things take off from on the 4th of May and beyond, pending when we begin to see whether the community spread is going on or not. Begin to think about how you offer personalized service. Begin to think about how you create what we call loyalty programs. And I gave an example, say, for every 2 hair I go to my barber, for example, now, and cut, you get my point. What do I do for the 3rd one? Can I say 50%? Can I say 50% or not? Or to look at. Then I advised a possible next step is to go for volume. Because everyone is price sensitive, it's important for you to go for volume. If you are going for volume, it then means you'll be working at a low margin. It then means you'll be working at a low margin. This is very important. So this was what we did yesterday, okay? Today, because we got feedback, people now said, okay, can you talk about careers? So today I want to talk about careers, you know, as the case may be. I want to talk about careers, what careers is going to look like. What are you going to do about careers? This is very important. So in case you have lost your job or you know you are going to lose your job, I want to talk about the career stages. Depending on which stage you are in your career, there are actually about 5 stages in an individual's career. We'll talk about the exploration stage, and we'll talk about the establishment stage, we'll talk about the maintenance stage, and the disengagement stage. Today, I'm going to talk about those 2. What do you need to do? Now that jobs, offices will be open partially, okay, down to from May 4th. If you are in your early stage, within the age band of 18 to 28, don't mind whether it's 28 or 30, as the case may be. What matters is, if that's your age band, how many years have you been working? Give it or take it, you probably have been working for the last 5 to 6 years. That is if you started work early, assuming you graduated at the age of what? 2021, depending on when you enter university, okay? So, and you've lost your job. You are currently troubled. You are concerned. What am I going to do? What you need to do first, my friend, is first of all, think of volunteering. Because you need to get busy. Trust me, you need to get busy. The key word here is, how do I get busy? You need to get busy. So what are you going to do? Get yourself engaged. Find a place where you go and get engaged. Volunteer for free. Oh, but how am I going to pay my transport fare? Look for nearby places, walk into organizations, talk to people. You need to be that confident. It is after you've done that, like I said in one of our previous programs, that you begin to understand, people will now know what you have to offer. Because every employer today is sensitive about bringing in new hands when their businesses go to the job boxes. Jobs are still there. Begin to apply. Don't say this is what's going to happen. You've got to believe. You've got to raise your faith up to know that any job you apply for, that means you've got to clean up your CV, all right? You need to make sure that your CV is helping people to write CVs, okay? Go and get your CV probably written. I'll tell you a short story. A couple of years ago, many years ago, there was a friend of mine who applied for a job. Okay, we both applied for this international position, as the case may be. This was a couple of years ago. I'm sure things have improved. Do you know the response they gave to this friend of mine? They sent him a book. It's not now that things is. They sent him a book. So you need to know how to get your CV written, okay? You need to get busy. What I'm saying is, you may get offers that are not up to what you currently are earning. You may get offers that are not up to currently what you are earning. Like I say, your key is to get money, to earn money. You may have earned something and you need to up your game. Do you need to begin to learn a new skill while you are looking for a job? There are lots of free online training portals that you could go register and get engaged. Some of them are quite cheap, so you need to do that. So if you're an early stage person or citizen that have lost your job, you need to bear this in mind. The key is not to look for high-sounding words. The key is to get busy. The key is to get moving. If you are at establishment stage, you are in your age band of 28 to 45. At this stage, we say you are trying to prove a point. You probably have moved a few ladders. They promoted you about 3 to 4 times, depending on where you are or depending on the industry that you are in, 3 to 4 times, all right? You've lost your job. You're also a family, most likely you're also a family person. What are you going to do? Again, for you, the key is to get busy doing something. So you should target, if you cannot get a current pay band you are collecting, you may look at a pay cut. I have friends that have taken pay cuts. I've also taken pay cuts, once in a while. I have friends very close to me who have taken pay cuts in order for them to move on. Once you've lost your job, before you want to come back, you need to look at the options that are available to you. You also need, where possible, maybe you've got some savings. You've been thinking of a business you want to start. You think, oh, this is not even the time for me to go get a job, apply for another thing. You want to start a business. Go and learn about that business. Go and learn about that business. I'm sure you get somebody you can partner with. This is not very common in our climate, and it's disheartening to a lot of us. When 2, 3 of you can come down together and start a business, the possibility of that business surviving is higher as long as the terms of engagement have been properly agreed. You've got your lawyers to be able to agree the shareholding of everybody and what each person's role is going to be. You need to understand the power behind working as a team or collaborating with somebody or forming a partnership for service to whoever needs your services. Look for someone who has a particular competence, all right, or set of kin about it. What you need most in this season, the greatest resilience tool I want to give you in this season is humility. You've got to be humble because you need to get moving. This is not the time to tell history about what you used to do, what you used to earn, the number of cars, the number of staff that used to report to you. You are trying to move on. Because you are trying to move on, you need to face reality. So the opportunities as an establishment stage employee or former employee, you are within this age band, okay? You need to bring all options on the table. Another tip I'm going to give you, the company you keep. If you keep the wrong company, what I mean by company, what you are listening to, what you are watching, what you are reading, what you are paying attention to, the places you visit, the company you keep will influence how you are going to bounce back when you've lost your job. Then show gratitude. You know why? There's a scripture in the Christian Bible that talks about the fact that a living dog is better than a dead lion. Because you are alive, there is hope for you. There is hope for me. Then bring creativity to bear. Whatever you want to offer, for the 2 stages I'm discussing today, whatever you are thinking of offering, at this stage, because you are already filled with anxiety, maybe panic and fear, and maybe you're beginning to have some health issues, there is hope. You don't need to do that. What you need to do is, if you consider the things I've just shared with you, trust me, you begin to see opportunities. Go and apply. Companies are still employed, even in the midst of this season. Some companies are looking for critical skills that are not available. You probably have it. You probably have it. And I'm sure if you look at this, you'll be able to get back to your job. Tomorrow, I'll be discussing the next 2 stages. I hope they lie. Otto, that's what we are talking about.
Thank you very much, Mr. John Wese. I mean, that was very insightful to hear the exploration and the establishment phase, which are 2 very critical phases in any economy, population and those working, because those are the drivers contributing to the economy. So we talked about searching for jobs online, going to those platforms.
Very key.
Volunteering.
Very key.
Particularly for those between 18 to 28 years. That's the culture we need to encourage.
Well, it doesn't mean those. It doesn't mean those between the age band of 28 to 45 will not volunteer. They should also volunteer because you could get opportunity.
Too, yeah.
Yes.
Understand. And then synergy. Synergy is very important. Working together.
I was saying that if you are thinking of starting a business, most times, all right, there is this Nigerian mentality, but I think the younger generation, the millennials, are beginning to see the benefit of teaming together. But people mainly in my generation are maybe a little bit lower, okay? We have this mentality that I need to start something alone, blah, 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 that kind of a thing. The world has changed, okay? The world has changed, and people are looking for the probability of your firm or whatever enterprise you are starting, surviving, succeeding within a very short time is higher when you're more than one.
That's why you have co-founders.
Yes, when you have co-founders. Yeah. It's always higher when you're more than one. Because all of you will sit down, okay, and you knock your heads together. You get my point? You knock your heads together. My network is different from your network. Okay, a particular service that we may have to offer, I may not have the network, but you may have the network. So what do? Because we are together, we use your network to get access to have that service, and we are gainfully employed. We're going to earn something instead of saying alone. Now, if I were alone, all right, I have this competence, all right, but I don't have access to whoever I can give that service. Will I have access to that firm to offer that service? No, I won't. So that's why we must begin to look at partnership with a different lens today. For all age band, trust me, for all, whatever stage of your career that you are in. You know, one of my mentor, his partner passed on after they've been together for over 45 years offering service. I mean, they've never of them is second guessing each other. So we need to get to that stage, especially now. You need to think about partnership. All you need to do is get a lawyer, all right? To help,
terms,
yes,
set the whole terms
and the things are clearly written.
Yeah, and even your generation, we've seen some partnerships too. In even the legal field, in even the real estate, we've seen some partnerships that have evolved.
That is true.
Too,
that is true. In those businesses,
that,
you find that that is happening. That is correct.
In the accounting space too.
That is correct.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. John. We're still looking forward to further this discussion tomorrow.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So that will be all for today's conversation on strategic management, where we looked at restarting your business after the lockdown. Today was the discourse around career, the need to go out there, look out for a job, volunteer, build skills, collaborate, and also show humility and gratitude and explore all the opportunities. So it's not a death sentence this period. It's not an end of the road for you if you're out of a job. Just reshape your skills, brush up your CV, make it suitable to this period, and you never know. As you apply online, the window will open and a new opportunity for you. So it's not, the door is not closed. Take charge of the opportunity and strategize this season. That will be all for Strategic Management Discourse today. You can log on to our website, www.proshareng.com, to get further market reports, videos, and analysis around this program and other related economic analysis. Also, this period, ProShare has prepared for you an interesting platform, the Corona Central Watch. All you need to do is to log on to proshareng.com/COVID-19, and you get market data analysis on how COVID-19 pandemic is impacting the global and Nigerian economy. Till we come your way again, thank you for watching. Have a nice day and stay safe.